Alright, it is us again, still pretty much doing the same thing we did the last, quote-unquote, last time we started a podcast. We're not saying what today is.
We still don't have a name!
Yeah, and today I'm the one still wearing pants, and you are not wearing pants.
I like my PJs the way they are, don't judge.
Anyway, welcome to another show of, I think we're going to call it Baka Radio for now, just cause that's what we put on YouTube last time.
Well, there's a shit ton of people calling it Baka Radio. We're all morons, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. So, here we are again doing another day, another thing, because things are things, and things are days, and days with days are stuff, and you stopped paying attention. I know you did.
I know! You should notice.
Yeah, I really should. Okie dokie, so today's topic, guess what we did today?
We watched Gravity Falls?
We watched television!
Yay!
Online.
Yay! No commercials!
That's true, ad blocker is a wonderful thing.
Fuck commercials!
Yeah. So let's start off today. We watched Steven Universe first off. And it's such a strange, weird phenomenon, the way people, like, hold on to their cartoons with such zeal. It's almost like religious wars in some ways.
It is, except it's all fought online and with even crazier, creepier people!
Well, that's just the sum total of humanity, if you really want to be contextual about it.
Do you want me to start another ship war?
No, please stop.
Okay.
Not until our device is ready. You know
Who are you, James Bond?
Yes, and you're my sexy assistant.
Ew. Ew. Ew.
Would you prefer to be the cat?
Yes.
Fine, you get to be the cat then.
I'd also like a glass of wine, but you're not giving me that either.
Cats don't drink wine.
Yes, they do!
Choose between wine or cat.
Cat wine exists. Go buy it on eBay now. Ding!
So that's who's sponsoring us today? It's eBay?
No one's sponsoring us. I just think people should buy cat wine. It's funny.
No.
There's also beer for dogs. So you alcoholics with dogs can get drunk with your dogs. Woof.
I get the feeling we should have been talking about something. It was Steven Universe. Today, we recently saw the episode. It was called... What'd they call it?
I don't remember. I lost it in my memory after a few drinks, and you know that.
You weren't drinking today.
Or was I?
You drink in the most unexpected moments. But yeah, today's Steven Universe was actually really interesting just because, and let me fill it in some of the viewers. Steven Universe is a weird show. It's a show about alien crystal gems that come to Earth and they've been here for thousands of years, and there's a boy, it gets really weird from there.
They team up with a half-gem boy, because his mom's a gem, but his dad's human. And they just have little adventures while trying to balance his life as a gem, saving the universe, and as a human boy, trying just to, make it through everyday life. He's naive and kind of annoying, but it's adorable.
See, as a co-host, that's what you should be doing, instead of watching me fuck up.
But it's fun to watch you fuck up. We covered this last time.
Alright. So, anyway, now you're filled in about Steven Universe. It's a fun show, I recommend it. So long as you can kind of get past Steven's somewhat annoying behaviors. But it really does grow on you after a while.
He's like that obnoxious little brother you kind of want to hit, but is just way too nice of a person to hit.
But that's specifically why you hit them.
That's specifically why you hit them.
I know, I have so many to hit.
I
mean, you're an older sister, so you wouldn't get it.
I've done enough abusing of my little brothers in my younger days. I'm just gonna let them fuck themselves over.
You're so old.
I know, I'm old. Are we all old?
Yeah. But one of the big reasons I love this week's episode is a lot of it has to do with Peridot. Such an odd addition to the show, because she started off as a villain. All the gems are she's, by the way, just because they decided that. Are there any male gems?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
If there are, then they probably won't be mentioned for another 2 or 3 seasons.
Well, that's a lot to think about. Anyway, so going back to it, Peridot's the biggest dork in the universe. And I already know that the one person who listens to our show currently is already saying, "Oh my god, he's talking about Steven Universe." Yes, I'm talking about Steven Universe. Thank you. The other black cat we know.
Meow.
One of these days we're going to have her on as a guest host.
We have tons of cats. Meow!
Yeah, we've got like a weird little legion of cats around here.
Meow! Bring catnip.
You're in catnip. Like I said, wonderful show, and it's really odd because it highlights why I like this show particularly. It does really well with character interaction, because one of the big reasons why today's episode was pretty good is because you've got an obnoxious know-it-all who has to really get attached to somebody, hurt that person, and realize why they're wrong. That is something you don't see terribly often done well. Because how many people do you know that are big-headed jerks that actually get it? That they've been a big-headed jerk. In real life, seriously. And it's even harder to represent in animation because it's done in a cliched way that goes often against their character. In this particular context, it worked because when Peridot hurt Amethyst's feelings, she had to do it because at first she didn't understand that part of the motivation was that she thought she was being funny. She thought she was getting to know her and enjoy her, and that fed into her ego and that felt good for her. But it's weird when she has to confront the idea that not everything that is an observable pattern is. She has to deal with the fact that she did wrong when she didn't know. It's all about her realizing that beyond her crust, beyond what's on the surface, there's a lot more to it. And that's pretty much Peridot's entire character. It's very much going past what she sees on the surface, because her entire character revolves around surface observations. Everything she does is a surface observation, but now she really has to get into the core of things.
It's more fantastical racism to me, though. I mean, she treats Pearl poorly because on their home world, Pearls are are considered lesser citizens, and so are permafusions like Garnet. So there's also that to think about. So it touches on a personal level and on a larger societal level because, well, I hate to say it, but at least you're gonna meet at least one racist in your life. Everyone's gonna meet that one bigoted a-hole.
It is, but at the same time, it also makes a good point as to what really... And that's, I think, a good metaphor for Peridot, is how to overcome a bias. It's literally, they have to be in a scenario where they have to observe the real world. Because everything Peridot knows is what she's taught from her home world, from her society. And the only way you really overcome that is by being with the real world. The other day I went to because I know there's a whole lot of anti-cop sentiment around, but when I went to the fire station, I got to see how the firemen lived. Like, I got to see every day the way they do things. I saw the protocols. I saw the inside of their house. It's a very down-to-earth, real experience. Because I have a couple of friends and family who are cops, and I've had pretty much okay interaction with cops before. As long as you're not a complete jackass, they kind of leave you alone. I mean, there are definitely going to be the bad ones out there. I've seen them. But when you have to live in the real world and you have to know some of these things up front, it's a different experience than what you are taught to know. Or even sometimes what other people try to push on you. It's just the way things are sometimes. Nothing is ever truly simple.
We got really deep. I need to go get high for a moment.
Yeah. I mean, a wise man once said, shit happens.
I think I'm high enough now.
I guess it's not a good moment to get into Gravity Falls now, is it?
That was really trippy. Also, if anyone out there else is a Gravity Falls fan, what do you guys do? Like, at the end of the episode, do you take down numbers and start cracking codes, or do you just kind of ignore that? Because seriously, who has the time to do that? Can I just... show of hands? Who has the time to do that?
I love how you're finally treating your theoretical audience with respect.
Well, I just realized we won't have one anyway, so I can ask whatever the fuck I want.
Fair enough.
Yay.
Now let's get into the second Feely cartoon, Gravity Falls this week. I don't know if it's the final episode or not, but If it is, it's a wonderful cliffhanger they left off on.
It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine.
That's a good way to put it.
Yay.
For those of you who don't watch Gravity Falls because you, our theoretical audience, we assume a few things from our theoretical audience. 1, we have no idea who you are. 2, if we did know who you are, chances are you're going to be someone like us. Mid-20, somewhere in the 20s to 30s, you're probably going to be a nerd, geek, otaku of some kind. You may like video games, cartoons, or anime, but we kind of lean more towards the video game and anime audience just cuz. You're probably born in the United States, somewhere. And, anything you'd like to add there, buddy?
You're living your life like you were when you were 10 years old, despite the fact that you're totally way older than that.
Yeah. Just 1 second, folks. We will be going on our commercial break. Buy donuts! Do it now! Back to your show! Alright. Jeans and pajamas are back here. Well, let's say I'm not wearing jeans, but
mostly.
Regardless. Alright. Now that the commercials are over, really charming commercial, I might say so myself. Anyway.
Speak for yourself.
I am speaking for myself, and I say the most wonderful and obvious things about myself. Because I can. Self-representation, yo.
Or you just have a really big ego.
I do have a big ego. Alrighty. Back to the Gravity Falls. Alright, for those of you who have never heard of Gravity Falls, Gravity Falls is the show about a couple of twins named Dipper and Mabel. They go into Gravity Falls, Oregon, and have to have a whole bunch of mishaps with their old Grunkle Stan. Grunkle is the combining of the two words Grand Uncle. Pretty clever if I say so myself.
Not to be confused with Uncle Grandpa. Please, for the love of God, don't.
Don't. We do not speak of Uncle Grandpa. But when we do speak about Uncle Grandpa, we speak of the worst things imaginable. That man legitimately terrifies me. I mean, we might as well bring this up here. Before we start talking about Gravity Falls, Grandpa Uncle's creepy as F. F, creepy, 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 creepy.
He's just fucking creepy, okay? Period.
I mean, how did that get past anybody to make a show called that?
They didn't think, I guess they just didn't think anyone would question the, incestuous merits of being an uncle and a grandpa.
Yeah, because the show's tagline in, he's everybody's uncle and grandpa! Now what do you think that means? What do you think it means to be everyone's uncle and grandpa?
Let's hope that show loses a few viewers.
We can only hope. We can only hope. God. So, back to a good show. Like I said, Gravity Falls. The weird thing about Gravity Falls is that it's Disney. And my expectations for Disney these days are abnormally low when it comes to their television. Their movies are doing pretty good. They've had a pretty good track record lately. Although if anybody mentions Frozen, I'm gonna decapitate them. I
don't like Disney much. I only like Big Hero 6 so far of the new lineup. I'm an old school person. I'm old.
So you've liked nothing new Disney's released lately?
Not really.
So you didn't like Frozen?
Not really.
You didn't like Princess and the Frog?
Not really.
You didn't like Rapunzel? You didn't like Tangled?
Not really.
I like Tangled, but that's just me.
I'm going to Disney hell for this, and I know our viewers, whatever people, race, whatever they will be, if we ever have them, which we won't, are gonna get mad. So I'm upsetting everyone again. Yay!
Yeah, let's just add that to the list of people we've insulted. Now we've insulted the entire Disney fan base.
I am not sorry, kitty cat. I am not sorry.
You take that back.
No.
Okay.
There he is with moonshine again.
I was just thirsty that time, okay? I will drink whenever I feel like it. On air, off air, driving, not driving, I will drink whenever I damn feel like.
Moonshine.
It's water. I am sorry to break your illusion. Stop doing those quotation marks.
But it's funny. Moonshine.
Do you ever feel the show would be better if we were actually showing our faces?
Fuck no.
I mean, you don't think the audience would get a gob full of your expressions?
Fuck no.
But then again, you just feel happy you can just kind of slouch into your arm like you are right now and still talk and still be producing content.
Yes, I am cat sleepy.
Maybe one of these days you'll actually show up to work not in your PJs.
I don't think so.
So me and Sleepy Cat here were watching Gravity Falls earlier today. And
just skip to the good part.
The world is effed up, and it was done so in a pretty good fashion. Because it had two very good parallels. One, because the episode was called, now I remember, Dipper and Mabel versus the Future, and what a good idea. Like, it's a good way to call an episode, but it's also a really good way to set up the conflict of the episode.
Internal and external.
Yeah. Because the basic idea is that the show's addressing the fact that time actually exists, and that summer's about to end for both Dipper and Mabel. And it's going to go off in two tangents. Because with the addition of Grunkle Ford to the show, which is a massive spoiler, and I will not get into it, because you really should watch it for yourself.
Just call him Indiana Jones.
Yeah. So Dipper has Uncle Indiana Jones, and they go off on one end to try to fix a weird anomaly they have in a jar that would destroy the universe.
Normal stuff.
Yeah, normal stuff, basically. The plot device, I like to call it. It's a plot device. It's a plot device they put in a jar. Don't you just wish you could have your own plot devices in a jar?
I would fuck everything up so fast.
I retract my statement. It's a good thing they don't have plot devices in jars in real life. But if they did, it would be Vladimir Putin in a bottle.
Ew. No one wants that piece of shit.
But I'm just saying, Vladimir Putin in a bottle, plot device.
He's on his way to becoming a Bond villain anyway, who cares?
He is a Bond villain. The world's just that much more weird for having it.
Yay.
Anyway, so going back to it. So on the one hand, you have Dipper going off with Uncle Indiana Jones to try to find a way to seal up the cracking plot device jar. Mabel, on the other hand, is the one who's going to stay back and plan for their 13th birthday party, which is also going to be the end of summer for them. I thought the show was really going to start getting into how both of them feel about summer almost being over. But as it turns out, it does kind of, but in a slant way. It goes off with Mabel, who's actually trying to figure out what to do for their birthday party, and they try singing in the gym, which is a really funny setup because they meet some of the recurring characters on the show who are teenagers, and they paint an awful picture of hell of high school. So pretty much accurately to real life.
Fuck high school! Ah!
And that gets Mabel pretty damped about the future because she thought high school was going to be this wonderful, magical place. She thought high school was going to be one big musical! Which is kind of a nice reference. It was actually legitimately funny when she said it out loud.
High School Musical still sucks.
Yes, it does. I don't care how old I get. I will never like High School Musical. Ever.
Even when you get Alzheimer's.
Oh god, help me when I get Alzheimer's. I already feel like I have Alzheimer's. I can barely remember anything.
He can't remember his own breakfast.
I don't know if it was a waffle, or if I just chewed my arm.
See?
Yeah.
Back to that!
Back to the Gravity Falls. So, at first, Mabel's feeling really bummed out that high school's going to be the living hell for her. But at least she figures, hey, I still got my friends that I made over the summer. Only to find out that both of them will not be present for her birthday, and in fact, they will leave and not be able to wish her goodbye. That sucks.
Oh, that sucks so hard.
I mean, anybody who's ever had to move away from their friends knows what this feels like.
Oh, desperately.
I mean, you know what that feels like.
Oh, totally. I wrote a paper on it. And then I insulted my entire new town in that paper.
Well, your town sucks anyway.
I know it does. I hate it.
Yes, Rancho Cucamonga. We feel very comfortable insulting you.
Oh, totally. Actually, Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network both make fun of you.
They do? Where?
Yeah, on garbage shows you'd rather not watch. Just acknowledge they made fun of it.
I, Carlos of Sound Mind, acknowledge they made fun of Rancho Cucamonga.
There we go.
I'm also sober, I swear.
Moonshine.
Shut up, you drunk. So going back to Gravity Falls because we're very easily sidetracked.
That's the point of the show.
Sidetracking?
Yes.
Ooh, maybe we should call our show Sidetracking.
Maybe.
It's gotta be snappier than that, though. Till then, we're still going with Baka Radio.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, going back to Gravity Falls. So, and when she Mabel's feeling pretty down on the poopers after figuring out her best friends won't be there for her. That they're pretty much going to be leaving in a couple days.
That high school's gonna suck.
So pretty much her future is going down the pooper. And on the other hand, you have Dipper and Ford going into this big old wild alien adventure chase, which is actually pretty well, and it has a pretty good resolution, but I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. We're just here to talk about the character interaction. Because if I spoil the entire thing for you, you wouldn't go watch it, and that's just criminal. You should go watch it, you should go buy their products. Do it. Do it now.
I do it, and I love spoilers. Take it from a spoiler addict.
But yeah, going back to it, one of the bigger payoffs is that Uncle Indiana Jones basically tells Dipper, "Hey kid, you got chops. Why don't you stay here and become my apprentice?" Dipper says, "Wow, let's become apprentice. Oh, I agree." But then he has to break it to his sister, who's, heartbroken. That her twin brother, who she's had since birth,
is leaving
her.
On the worst day of her life.
On the worst day of her life. Like, if you could pile crap, on top of shit, on top of poopy, on top of fecal matter, on top of other aneurysms for poop.
On top of diarrhea.
On top of diarrhea, thank you. You're gonna feel pretty awful, and then she just kind of runs off. With Dipper's backpack having the plot device in a jar. The episode pretty much ends with the plot device being destroyed, but just a satisfying drama to see.
Awakening the end of the world.
Yeah. I really recommend the show because watching all that unfold just made me realize how much the show really has built up. I really like every character on this show. There's none I can really say I don't like. Some I like more than others. I love Grunkle Stanley, I love Mabel, I love Seuss. Seuss is pretty funny to me. I don't think you like Seuss. Do you like Seuss?
He's okay. He's a little annoying sometimes.
Maybe.
But in a relatable way.
Yeah. I mean, he's not a bad dude. I just really like him. I think it's funny because of his grandma. She's so Mexican.
Like your grandma.
Yeah, that's why his grandma reminds me of my grandma.
Aw, that's cute.
But, like, if I was gonna cap off what I just said, the show was really, really character-driven. The reason why I stuck with the entire show is because I really enjoyed how funny these characters are. I enjoy that they're human. They're very human at times too. One of the big problems I have with a lot of shows is with their protagonists and side characters can be very bland, and sometimes the only reason you watch it is because it's very plot-driven. Bleach.
Bleach has a plot?
Okay, so there's no reason to watch Bleach. That's besides the point.
We bashed that last time too. Come on.
But we got sidetracked before we got into any good meat on Bleach.
We're always going to bash Bleach. Just a warning to any of you hardcore Bleachers out there. Yeah, there's a reason why it's called Bleach.
Their fans are called Bleachers. They're just chairs.
Yeah, go dunk your heads in some bleach. Trust me, it's not worth it. It's not worth your time.
You know, as soon as we figure out how to do this shit live, we should have, like, people call in. Although, who would actually call in?
We're not gonna have an actual, like, permanent audience. They're just gonna listen to us when they're high, drunk, or really bored, and then they're gonna leave and forget about it.
An audience is an audience.
Yes, but you want to build a permanent audience. Never mind.
Even theoretical stoners deserve respect, Millie.
We're fighting semantics again, aren't we?
Yes. Semantics are all we have at this point.
That's true. No, it's not. We can go into, like, reasons about, like, modern cartoons and how the writing has gotten better because more and more good writers are starting to be allowed to do their craft, and also they're taking their audience more seriously in a world where kid shows can be just as plot-driven and deep as adult shows. Gravity Falls has as much feels as Gotham. It's more kid-friendly, but you still feel the same emotions for these characters. You still feel on edge at times, and you still feel very connected to them. Even if it's for the weird reasons that you really don't want to think about or talk about, and you put a post up on your online forums, even though you think no one knows who it is, but everyone actually knows who it is.
Well, I guess right now it would be a good little time to get into a segment I would like to call Let's Agree to Disagree, and we're going to disagree, so we're going to hate the idea that we have to agree together.
We have a segment now?
Yes! Our very first one. No, it actually is our second one. The first one was bleach.
You can't even say it right.
It doesn't deserve to be said right. Bleach bashing hour. But anyway, so Millie, you claim that cartoons are now better than ever.
No.
You just said that.
I said...
I can rewind the audio.
Oh, I mean, like, the cartoons and the writing, they're taking it more seriously. I don't mean they're getting better than ever. They've never been better or worse. It's just that the number of quality that you can find is more common.
Sorry, my love interest was calling. That is so unprofessional.
Yes, that was unprofessional. You're fired!
Fine. You do the podcast for the last 5 minutes then.
I can?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll be right back. This is Jeans logging out for 5 minutes. Have fun with 5 minutes of PJs.
So the jerk in the pants is gone. You know what that means, right? It's time to rant.
I like how Mr. Saturn Village is playing as you talk about it.
Hello, losers out there. I know you're out there, I think. Maybe. So, while we were talking about Gravity Falls and arguably Steven Universe, I feel like we don't get to cover a lot of cartoons in broad, and among other things, just animation in general. I just really like talking about the context and complications between writing characters and plot. That's kind of what I do. And even though I'm totally kind of out of it, wasted high, whatever you want to call it, I really do want to take this craft seriously. There are a lot of characters in our series that I think are memorable and have been made important based on things that used to only be thrown in. I mean, recently I had forced the guy in the pants to sit down and watch a remake of an anime from the 60s, Mr. Oyamatsu, which is about 8 identical brothers named Oyamatsu. It's really, really poor in today's standards. However, the whole notion of the idea that our animation and our story in our animation has graduated is one that I think is very provocative. And even though I'm filling empty space right now, I can just tell you, please go watch the first episode. If you have no sense of humor, then you can go die, because it's really funny and it bashes everything about everything. For all you anime fans out there, I really do mean it. I mean, if you want to see somebody desperately, pathetically spoof everything under the anime sun, they have a terrible Attack on Titan moment. They have Kuroko no Basket and Yowamushi Pedaru. And, of course, they even spoofed Naruto and Bleach and One Piece, because why the fuck not? Always, like in Gintama, when it doesn't work out, spoof. Just try to run from the lawsuits, because lawsuits are scary. I don't think in the world there's anything scarier than a lawsuit. And speaking of Gintama, which, Pants should be reading. I don't like that about him, by the way. He's very bad at reading things. This week's new chapter of Gintama finally came out after a scan later problem, which disappointed me greatly. Like, seriously, I need my crack. Like, I need to snort that shit. I need to snort it. And while for those of you who are following Gintama know that we are currently on a very serious arc. I was very satisfied with the fact we got to see what some of the other characters are going through. And some of the other happenings that are going on. Mainly the surprise with Umiboshi. And, yes, you're probably going to correct me later. I'm way too drunk to remember right now. Okay, shut up. Going up against the rest of the Harusame. And I'm very surprised Takasugi is still unconscious. Like, bro, wake up. Wake up! Although it's disappointing that half of his team was so easily fell to the hands of the criminal. Seriously. Ah, Kiheitai, why? Why? Ugh, I'm ranting again. Of course I am. I could go on about manga. The only thing disappointing this week was the fact that there was, well, no One Piece. That's a shame.
Hold the phone. You were disappointed with One Piece this week.
What?
What problem did you have with One Piece this week?
The fact that there wasn't a One Piece this week.
Oh, right.
It hurts, doesn't it?
Yes. Ever since Naruto got off the air, I've been so lost.
How do you think I feel? My lifeblood is over.
It's alright, buddy. We're still here for each other.
You didn't come to the movie with me.
I'm sorry. Things happen and you know it. That's the only reason I bought this microphone.
Meow.
I mean, would you rather have had me come to the Naruto movie with you, or would you rather have had this microphone?
You come to the movie with me?
That was an obvious one.
Naruto is my life. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It is my lifeblood. You can go ahead and insult me all you want, but that's already happened to me in high school, and I no longer give fucks. I no longer give fucks.
But that's the only other word you say with every other sentence.
Fuckity fuck fuck fuck, yes!
Should I still be here? No, yeah, it was 5 minutes. Alright, I can be back now. Cool. Am I not fired? Am I not fired?
I don't know if you're really fired or if you just walked in and out. I guess it just depends on whether or not your significant other needs you for things again.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
He has responsibilities. I just get drunk.
One of us is clearly having a better life choice than the other.
So I just finished covering a bit of the Gintama update because Scantlators are stupid. And I also went on to how sad it is that there's no One Piece this week.
I'm very sad about that this week. Very, very sad about it.
Go read Assassination Classroom!
Don't or go read it?
Go read it! You can play it back. I said go.
We here at Baka Radio sincerely promote this show. We promote Assassination Classroom. Go watch it.
We actually, well then again, we also promote public drunkenness, highness, and very, very, very bad things.
So take our recommendations with a grain of salt. But not Assassination Classroom. We mean that all the way.
Oh, completely. We mean a lot of things, but not many of them are good.
Any other wonderful updates you'd like to give the wonderful people?
Any other wonderful piece of what?
Any other wonderful updates in the manga world you'd like to give?
None that would spoil it for you.
Do you want me to walk out again while you go and yell?
No, I'm good. I'm waiting till next month's updates anyway.
What's going on next month?
Blue Exorcist, like Attack on Titan stuff and all that other good shit.
Is the high school thing coming out yet, or is that out yet?
Yes, it's out. I posted it. Did you watch it?
No.
I don't know if you should watch it, though. I mean, the gag humor is very blah.
Blah?
It's very blah, actually. I mean, I sat through the first episode and I only laughed like 3 times. It wasn't very good.
Really?
It's not very funny. It's no Rock Lee Springtime of Youth.
Also, we recommend watching Sparkly Springtime of Youth. Both anime and manga, and they're completely different, so watch both.
Either way, you're going to probably die of a hernia and laughing so hard.
I know. There were so many times I read it during class I shouldn't have, but I have no regrets.
You should not regret.
In fact, if there's something I'm grateful for is that I just didn't bust out laughing from reading it during the middle of a lecture. Which again, even if I did, I would have no regrets there.
There are a few scenes that are not safe for work, though, so please read in public with discretion.
And that has been our particular public service announcement for the day.
We've already done like 5. I think we just...
What are the other ones?
Other than promoting Assassination
Promoting
Class.
is not a public service announcement. That's commercialism, my friend.
Fine, then we're nothing but commercials. The thing we hate.
We hate ads.
This is an ad.
We're an ad?
Aren't we?
No, we talk about ads.
By being one.
I think it's journalism.
I think it's official. We've totally this train has crashed and exploded. And you know it has.
Yeah.
Oh, we're screwed.
Well, we're screwed. I think it's about time we call it a day, unless you have anything else you'd like to add.
Nothing useful, per se.
Well, with that, we bid you adieu. I'm Jeans, and this is Pajamas, hoping for a better name next week.
Or next, whatever we decide to do.
We're Americans. We're free to do as we wish.
Adam ruins everything.